Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast, brought to you as always by Strava Craft Coffee. Strava CBD coffee is infused with both CBD, CBG, can help with chronic headaches, joint pain, so much more than that. Now you can get 25% off your first purchase with code DNVR25 at StravaCraftCoffee.com. I'm your host, Patrick Lyons, and joining me today is a very special guest, Rockies minor leaguer, part of Rockies royalty, really, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, Yorvis Torrealba. How you doing, Yorvis?
Thank you, Patrick, for having me. I'm doing great. Just getting ready for this new season to come along. Feeling good to go. How are you doing?
Doing well. Can't wait to get out of the snow of Colorado and down to Arizona.
There, huh?
Yeah, it's baseball season, and you're gonna get a chance to do that, which is so fantastic. Like you said, you've got to be really excited to just get back on the ball field again after a long off season.
Yeah, 100% excited to get over there. Supposed to be getting to Arizona this weekend, and just excited to get things rolling.
Well, obviously, most people recognize your last name for your father, Yorvis Torrealba. First off, how's your father doing these days? He's all right?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's doing good. Just chilling, working as an agent now. He's doing great. Yep.
Nice. And I know, I've heard you talk about having some memories even before he was with the Rockies. I think you kind of recollect a little bit of that time in San Francisco and even watching Barry Bonds play, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that thing like it was yesterday. I was young. I was a baby. I was probably 4 years old. But I mean, can't forget about those things. They're great.
Yeah, and we got in touch because we had put something out on social media about the 2007 Race to Rocktober in the World Series, and it got you fired up a little bit. And I love that.
Yeah.
What are some of your memories of that season, either as you lived it or looking back on it now in highlights?
It was crazy. I mean, it was probably the one reason why I actually became a Rockies fan that year. My dad obviously had played with different teams, but the Rockies got me with that one year in 2007. That run was just unbelievable. And to see my dad and, be a part of that, see the fans in Denver, how we're all fired up for that. It was just something great to watch. And yeah, I remember that wild card game it was yesterday. It's probably the best game I've ever been to in my life.
And Matt, and you probably had a really good view to see Matt Holliday touch home plate too, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I saw that.
Excellent. There we go. You can't question it now anymore. Your father had such a great career. I think people might even forget that he was also in the 2011 World Series with Texas as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in that Texas team. Very good team as well.
Now, growing up as a ball player yourself, let's talk about your career because you've had a really solid one so far. I mean, playing ball down in Florida, you played with a couple dudes at Stoneman Douglas High School that I think people know pretty well.
Yeah, no, grew up in those high schools. I went to American Heritage first, where Coach Fitz was the head coach there, and then went to Stoneman Douglas as well. And yeah, we had Colton Walker, Jesus Luzardo, dudes that are still playing and they're in the big leagues now. It's unbelievable. Sick.
How great is it to see those guys really flourish and finally, because minor leagues is a slog. You got to play for a while to really get your chance, and they're finally getting those opportunities.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's motivation, seeing Walker done what he's done, seeing Luzardo done what he's done, and they're all dudes that I went to high school with are living the dream in the big leagues. It's definitely motivation. It just motivates me to get to that level and keep working.
Yeah. Before coming to America, now you're a very positive person, and you've been very open and honest about your childhood in Venezuela and how it's kind of helped you be a lot more grateful and have gratitude. And I was just hoping you could just share a little bit about that time before, moving to Florida.
Yeah, well, what happened, a lot of people know what happened. I got kidnapped back in 2009. It was definitely a life-changing experience, like I said before. It kind of changed my perspective in life. I got to take in, how do I say the word? Appreciate things a little bit more. And, it was obviously a dark part of my time, but I got over it. And then, like I said, I live life every single day, just trying to be happy, look at the little things, appreciate every single little thing.
Yes, as much as Colorado is a part of the fabric of your life and how much you love the organization, I think, and you probably already know this, that people in Colorado and Denver and Rockies fans, you're a part of them too, because obviously a lot of well wishes, a lot of prayers and blessings were sent out to you. And so it's wonderful not only that you're safe and sound, but that you've got this positive perspective as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it a lot. Even the 2009, I remember the NLDS against the Phillies. They actually had me come out there for the game 3, I think it was, and throw out the first game in front of all the fans, and they all greeted me very well. And I felt that support. So that's why, once again, like, I do have that different type of love for the Rockies, and ever since I was 11, 10 years old.
Yeah, you got to play some ball most recently at the University of Tampa, and great Division II school. You guys even won the Division II championship that year, and a
Yeah.
big win over a team from Colorado Mesa. I mean, talk a little bit about what that team in particular was like at University of Tampa, because it's, again, sneaky good school that doesn't get a lot of attention.
It was unbelievable, to be honest. I mean, being in Tampa was probably the best thing that has happened in my life, in my baseball life so far. Coach Urso, Jose Jimenez, and Sam over there, they do a great job of, getting us ready to be on the professional level. We run everything pretty smooth. The whole program is it's a great program. Like, there's nothing I can say wrong about it. And just being there, it was a team that we just had bunch of guys that were hungry to get some championship and everything, and we just went out there and got it done. Honestly, like, we had some talent, and it was more like a family. So we just kind of grouped together, and we're like, hey, let's get this thing done, and we got it done. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of similarities between that club and the 2017, where they were just so close. I mean, the 17 and 18 Colorado Rockies are the same, where they grew up together and they just clicked. It's one of those things where it's hard to really put it into words, but when you've got the chemistry, that can make for a lot of extra wins, right?
Yep, we got hot at the right time, and we just kept that feeling, kept it rolling, and won the whole thing.
And I think Kevin Pimentel pitched in that championship game and also ended up playing with you on the Rockies too.
Yeah,
right?
Correct. Yeah, he was our dude. He was our ace over there in Tampa, and he was always come through for us. There's, every single time he was in the mound, we're like, all right, like, we got Kevin on the mound, we're good.
When you saw that the finals was going to be against Colorado Mesa, was it again one of those moments of, man, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, Colorado's going to be there?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I had just gotten drafted a few days before, and then we go into the finals against Colorado Mesa, and it was just like, okay, like, wow, like, so much Colorado these past couple days in my head. But it was fun. They had a great team. They had a guy, I believe he was a freshman at the time that we faced. He was pretty good, and it was a great game.
Yeah. We'll get to that draft and becoming a pro. But again, playing baseball in Florida, I think people in Colorado understand this because we get plenty of snow. But is it basically that you have a bat in your hand every day growing up because it's always so sunny out?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think it's been like that for the past 8 years of my life since I moved here to South Florida. It's just pretty much practice every single day, and just, I mean, that baseball atmosphere around here in South Florida it's unbelievable. The competition here is great. It's fun. It's fun to grow up and play high school baseball here in South Florida. So
being a professional now, I imagine in the off season, there may actually be benefit to not literally having a bat in your hand every day. Like just stepping aside, getting your brain, thinking differently, still exercising and whatnot. Have you found that that's, helpful to the growth of a ball player, almost not playing a little bit right away when the season ends?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot. It's a 7-month season long or something like that. It's a lot. It takes a lot physically and mentally to get through it. So yeah, the first couple, maybe 2 weeks, you just have that stage where you just want to, like, go to the beach, hang out with your boys, hang out with your family and stuff like that. Just take that little, week and a half, 2 weeks away from baseball, and then get back into things, lock it back in. But you definitely need that, that couple weeks break.
Make sure you head on over to the DNVR.com for all of our exclusive content with all of Denver's major sports teams. It's only 50 cents for your first month. You get a member-sized beer when you're down at the DNVR bar on the corner of Colfax and York. That includes Breckenridge Brewery beers, and we even have their Good Company hard seltzers. And even if you're not at one of our watch parties for Nuggets, Avalanche, Broncos, whatever at the DNVR bar, Hoops fans, got to check out DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can bet $1 to win $150 in free bets when using code DNVR. So dreams come true. You get drafted in 2019. And as you said, right as you're about to hit that championship game, I imagine it must have been hard to sleep that night, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah, you just said it. You nailed it. It was just, a bunch of thoughts in my head, like, wow, like, I just got drafted by the Rockies, like, all the memories, the flashbacks went back on, like what I was talking about, the 2007, the 2009, my dad pretty much just growing up in Coors Field, because my dad was at the time with the Rockies. It was just unbelievable. It's like, okay, like now I get to experience it as a player, not as a Yorvis Torrealba son, you know. So it was definitely, you know, it was awesome.
When you think back about that time with your father and being at Coors Field, who are those guys that you would love to just stop and watch take batting practice? And it was a show. It was entertainment. It was worth the price of admission just to watch them take BP.
Honestly, at that age, all of them, all of them. But Cargo, I remember Cargo, just his swing. Like I still believe he has probably like, you know, the best left-handed swing in baseball. Tula was impressive. Todd was just a flat-out professional hitter, so that was very special to watch. Yeah, honestly, like I told you, like at that age, I was just trying to take a little bit from every single one of those guys because it was unbelievable.
Yeah, those are three of the best. So you got
Exactly.
spoiled a bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. We can say that.
Sure, that's a good thing. You go to Boise now, up there in Idaho, and you do the bus circuit again. Being a professional ball player, I think people just see it the gift, but there's a curse too, right? There's a good side, there's a bad side about riding around the buses. But you had a lot of really good teammates there. Hoping you could share some insight on them, particularly Michael Toglia and the power that he was able to flash immediately there in Boise.
Nah, Toglia's a special player, man. I mean, I was actually just texting him a day ago. He's a very special player. You know, he has switch hitter, pop from both sides of the play. He's going to be a gold glover in the big leagues one day. I guarantee that. He's a special player to watch. You know, and just seeing him in Boise, the way that he went about his business, it was pretty special to watch.
And then you have a guy who was probably like everybody's baby brother at that point, Ezequiel Tovar, comes and plays with you guys at 17 years old. He's almost 4 years younger than league average. But what did you see from that early age on his potential there at shortstop? Another switch hitter.
Toby's special, man. I mean, honestly, when I got there, he was 17, like you said, and just I didn't believe it at first. I was like, how is this kid 17 and doing all these things? Like, you're not supposed to be doing those things at 17 years old, you know? And I mean, yeah, like you said, like that's my little brother, and he's gonna go a long way. I really believe he's gonna go a long way. He works hard. He has every tool that you can think of. He's a special player.
Couple other guys too that people might not know quite as well, but again, you playing with them, you got to see them firsthand. Might have even faced them in scrimmages on the pitching side. Finn Del Bonta Smith, Braylon Eusebio, Reagan Todd, guy who did pitch at Colorado Mesa, and Isaac Collins. I mean, any of those guys, I know you don't want to leave anybody out, but just of those guys that I asked, who do we really need to keep an eye out on? And it might be a lot better than people realize, I would say.
We gotta keep an eye on Isaac, to be honest. He's a very special player, like I said, switch hitter again. And even when he got to Boise, I could tell, he had confidence in himself. He's gonna be a very good player, can play in the infield, can play in the outfield. And he can run too. I mean, he has the tools, to make it to the big leagues. He's very good. Eusebio, very good lefty too. He's been under the radar. He's been battling some stuff, but he's great pitcher too. I believe. Del Bonta Smith, he was actually my roommate in Boise, and he's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people, like you said, like he's maybe under the radar, like they don't know a lot about him, but he gets it done. He's a very good player. Who else? Oh, Reagan. He's proved again. He was in Double-A, I believe, this year. And he's gonna go a long way too. Yeah.
Then you go into what would have been your first full season in 2020, and little thing happens called the pandemic. How rough was that from the aspect of not, being able to play games? I imagine from like the first time since you were like 5 years old, or even really just get the training that you would typically need at the ballpark.
It was tough. It was definitely tough, especially me. That was going to be my first full pro year. So I was definitely looking forward to that. I struggled a little bit my first year in Boise. So I wanted to, get it going and have a bounce back year. So when the COVID happened, it was just tough because, now you have another year without playing. You don't know what to expect. You come into 2021, like, okay, we're finally here, but we just missed a whole year, So it was tough, but I mean, you just had to stay strong mentally, keep working and keep getting better every single day.
I've heard some players say that it was positive in some ways. Again, gift and a curse, but it was positive where they got to work on maybe some of the holes in their game or focus on certain areas. Was true for you where,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
you're definitely able to make the best out of it?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, like, you know, maybe there was things that I needed to get cleaned up for spring training that wasn't ready to go during that year. And that whole year here made me, you know, keep getting better, keep working at it, and everything happens for the best. So, you know, I just took it as let me keep working. Then when time goes, I'm ready.
Last year, you got to play in the Arizona Complex League, the first time that the Rockies actually had a club in that league, and that was really almost like the short season. It was similar to what Boise was and whatnot. A lot of really great players there. But the cool thing that I love most about what the Rockies have down there in the ACL is that you've got players on rehab from the big league club coming down. So you actually, again, got to see your buddy Welker, Eric Stamets was there, Jonathan Daza. How cool was that having the big guys come in, even if it was only for one game or so, just to kind of see how they operate?
It was awesome. It was awesome. You know, I spent a lot of time with Daza since he's an outfielder. Just talking to him, you know, about the game was, you know, unbelievable. You have guys like him, like Brendan Rodgers, who you said, just talking to them, you know, that 3, 4, 5 days that they're there, talking to them about, you know, certain things, and it definitely gets you a long way. You know, it helps you get better. So it was awesome. It was an awesome experience.
Did Daza try to give you any style tips? I know he can be a flashy guy.
He's got swag. I gotta give it to him. But yeah, you know, he loves looking good, so that's good. He's got that confidence.
Yes, that he does, and he definitely deserves to have it too. The heat in Arizona at that point too, that was, I have to imagine, a factor. How bad is that heat in the middle of summer playing those games?
It was tough. I mean, I knew a lot of people told me like, "Hey, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot." But actually, when I got to experience it, it was pretty hot over there. Yeah, it gets like 115, 110. It's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You're about to start the game, and third inning in, you're sweating. You're like, it's bad because it's that dry heat too. So it was tough.
Yeah, you're exposed out there.
At the end, you kind of just get used to it and just keep going.
I think you did get used to it, sure, because, you know, you're in the middle of the lineup, you know, had third most RBI on the team. You know, you were able to do a good job in that transition around your team. Talk about, you know, the success that club had. You guys had the best record in the Arizona Complex League last year.
You know what? It comes back to the chemistry. Like I said about Tampa, the chemistry. We're brothers. We became together really fast, you know, after extended hit, the first couple of games. We knew we had talent. We knew we would play with that swagger, like, you know, like we're the best team out there. So, like, it was all confidence. It was chemistry. Like, you know, everybody got along with each other. And we just showed up every single day and got our work done.
A couple more little brothers I have to ask you about. Adael, Amador, Benny Montgomery. Get Rockies fans a little bit hyped up on those two guys.
Amador is like my little son, man. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be great. I talk to him a lot. You know, he's gonna be a special player. Switcher once again, shortstop. You know, he's still got room to grow. He's gonna be pretty special in the following years. Benny's good. Benny, I mean, gotta give it to him. The kid's 6'4", 17 years old, 18 maybe. I'm not sure. He's got the tool. He can hit, he can run, he can throw from the outfield. He's a very special player.
I haven't had a chance to talk with him yet, but from what he's put out on social media, he seems like a goofball in a great way. I mean, in a positive way. Like, he has a really good sense of humor.
Yeah,
he doesn't mind letting it out.
Nah, yeah, for sure. But he's getting that confidence. You know, we kind of got him last year to get into that circle with us, you know, mess around a little bit. He's a man. He's funny, yeah.
Finally, Warming Bernabel. How the bat is good. How's the defense over there at third base?
He's good. He's very good defensively. You know, I feel like he can play third base in the big leagues. His bat, you know, his numbers speak for himself. Like, he had a great year down there in the ACL. He's gonna be once again another prospect. You know, he's gonna be good in the following years.
Any pitchers we got to keep our eye out for? I know Zach Bayun did really well. Brian Castillo, again, a whole cast of guys that you could touch on. That had a lot of success.
Yeah. No, our pitching staff was great this year. To be honest, in the ACL, we had guys just stepping up every single day and doing their work.
Yorvis, this has been fantastic, man. I really appreciate you taking the time, and, you know, everyone's already rooting for you, but now the entire DNVR family are big Yorvis Torrealba fans. You got to let us know as soon as possible once you get that number so we can all get our customized jerseys with your number on.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Once
We'll
again, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much
I
for your time.
appreciate you
Appreciate
guys
it.
a lot. Yep. Thank you.
You got it, man. Thank you.